Hello everyone, this is 146 Empire, and I'm very excited for this video today because I have finally gotten my hands on the Bricklink Designer Program Wild West Train. I have wanted this set for a very long time, and I'm finally excited to get my hands on it and show it off to y'all. And I just want to say this is just my personal opinion on the set, and I will eventually do more Star Wars stuff, but just want to do this video. So I'm also a longtime fan of the Wild West line. I mean, even though you can clearly tell I mainly collect Star Wars nowadays, but without further ado, let's get right into this. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of what makes this a fantastic set, I feel like we gotta go over the little appetizers, if you will. So, these are some of the minifigures that come with it, and they're not exactly the most fantastic of all minifigures out there. I mean, they came with some new pieces that I do not own myself. And as you know, Bricklink Designer Program, you cannot use custom or retired pieces for your sets, but these look absolutely fantastic though to go along with a set like this. Like, I definitely like this bandit right here, and I like what they did for the engineer and conductor. It just looks very nice, and a real nice thing to include in it. It also came with this stretch of track, which is really nothing too special, but it looks really cool and really great for having some of that Wild West terrain, and since it's mainly going to be a display piece for many people, this is just a fantastic way to display it. Now, moving on to the structures that this set came with, we have this trackside windmill, which I absolutely love. You will actually see this in some upcoming videos that I have planned, but this just really captures the old West feel, and it kind of reminds me of the windmill that you can find outside of Tumbleweed in Red Dead Redemption 2 and in Red Dead Redemption 1, but of course it's abandoned there. But this set is absolutely fantastic to include little trackside details like this, and really cool. Just got like a discarded bottle right down here, probably some liquor that some old timer was drinking. We got the water pump. I kind of wish they had included some translucent blue pieces just to simulate the water, but they didn't. But either way, it's really cool. Got some bushes. Love the techniques they used for making the cross beams in it. And yeah, and it spins too, which is a plus. I'm glad they didn't just make it stationary. So yeah, very cool. And the second building, which I believe is a bit controversial, is this water tower. From what I hear, the way that this circular area is put together is completely bogus when it comes to the technique they used. But it looks really cool, and it is a bit flimsy. I want to be very careful that I don't break this, because I broke it when I was taking it out of the box I picked up in my local Lego store. And as you can see, we got some bottles down there. It's a nice crate. It's got like a skeleton of probably a cow or maybe a wild sheep. Then we got snake. I've never actually seen that dark green snake. That's actually really cool. And I really love the cactus build. Something that I always build in my Wildest Worlds are cacti, and this looks absolutely fantastic. Also like that you can put some minifigures up here. It would definitely be fun if you're doing like some shootout scenes or something. But yeah, just all in all, it's pretty cool. I don't think I see anything I hate too much about it, other than it being very flimsy. Because like, as you can see right here, if I just move it like a bit, this breaks off. So yeah, still very cool. Now moving on to our first part of the train, we have the locomotive itself. And let me tell you, this thing is absolutely fantastic. I just want to go over a few things I absolutely love about this. First of all, this thing looks like it came straight out of Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, the color scheme is spot on. I love the dark red mixed in with the brown and the gray. And then, of course, we got the moving driving rods down here. I just love how that works. Man, I remember I always used to make tons of these as a kid using a bunch of Technic pieces, and I'm finally glad to see that this was used in a Bricklink Designer set that you could actually go and purchase. I also like the bell and the whistle. And I'd say this thing has a lot of bells and whistles. Okay, yeah, I'll stop making that joke. And the headlight, now, I like it, but I kind of would prefer if it was maybe like a bit more substantial, a bit larger. Like, I'll give you a little demonstration in a sec of what I would have liked to see maybe a bit more, but I still like it. Also, another thing that I want to highlight is just how much detail the inside of the cab has. Like, I've never seen like a minifigure scale locomotive have this much detail. I just absolutely love how it looks. Another train I happen to have here is the Lone Ranger Constitution Railroad Train Chase set, which, let me just tell you, these sets are definitely different, and they both have some of the greatest features I've ever seen on any trains. Like, it's still one of my top favorite train sets that I've ever owned, but one thing that I will say that I like better about this one is just it has the larger headlamp, and I just love that dark green color. But once again, they're different sets, and this one is obviously way more accurate to real-life Western American locomotives that were used during the 1800s, all the way, I think, kind of up to the 1900s as well, before they were finally phased out for larger locomotives, which were way more powerful. But these Western-style ones will always remain some of my favorite, and I am very excited to now finally own 2 of them, and I can maybe even create Promontory Point, Utah with both of them. That'd be very cool to do sometime. I might actually do that in the future. Now, moving on to the second car that we have for this locomotive is going to be the coal tender. Now, it's called a coal tender, not a coal car, as I used to call it as a child. But I absolutely love this thing, just how it matches up with the locomotive, and I honestly love that they chose coal instead of wood burning. Now, wood burning was used when coal was not available, but I just prefer coal over wood. And the only thing I think I hate about this is that on the bottom they chose to have 3 wheels instead of 4. I feel like that having 4 would have made this not only more accurate, but it just would have looked better. But one thing that I also love they have in here is that they have motorization in mind. Now, I have seen some people motorize this thing, and I may do it in the future. Let me know down below if you want to see this thing motorized. And also, much like the locomotive, they got some tools strapped onto the side. Real cool looking details. The stickers, when I got this, they were actually miraculously on decently straight, and they look fantastic. Like that black and yellow color scheme, so good. Also the dark red mix in, man, I actually love how that looks. Anyway, we'll be moving on to the next car. Now, the next car, if I'm not mistaken, is a bit controversial, seeing as this was thrown in very late in the design process. Now, I'm just gonna say this, I don't hate it. I think it looks really cool. The only thing that I think I would have done maybe is remove the piano and maybe the safe and add in like one of those old steam-powered winches that trains would have. And if you played Red Dead Redemption or if you just watched any old Western movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. But either way, I like how it looks. I love the you can open that up, and I'm trying to get a look inside. You can see there's a little bit of money in there. Also like the piano. I might put this in a saloon. I don't know. But either way, there's like a little collection of stuff on the back. But I feel like at the end of the day, they probably could have left it out and still had a fantastic set. But either way, looks pretty cool. Now, the next car, which is by far my favorite car on this entire train, is going to be the parlor car. And I just want to say how absolutely fantastically detailed this interior is. So look at the seats, you got like the luggage rack up top. And one thing I like that they used about it is the cupcake tops for the lamps. That is a genius design decision by this designer. And the top also has some bars on top if you want to like clip some minifigures up there. The sides are nice and rounded, kind of like how typical cars would be back then. I like how the doors look. I think the gold details looks very nice. Like the lamps on the end. One thing that I will say about this set though is that when you take off the car, these are kind of prone to breaking off. Well, at least for me anyway. They're a bit fragile, but I don't see any way you could have made it any better, and looks great. I mean, I don't see anything I hate about this. And not to mention, this is only actually one of the few sets that I don't mind how the stickering looks. Like, it's cool. It looks fantastic. I don't see anything I hate about this. So yeah, overall, pretty good car. Now, the next car that I'm going to show off is going to be the box car. And technically speaking, this is not a box car. This is a livestock car, seeing as on the interior, there is a horse as well as some farm equipment and some barrels, which are most likely for feed, or maybe that's just cargo that they're transporting alongside the horse. But it looks very cool. And I also want to talk about this sliding door function for a bit, how absolutely satisfying it is to open and close. And let me tell you, I know if I was younger, I would have played with this feature for hours. Yeah, because there's something about boxcars that I always loved as a kid. But anyway, I don't see anything I hate about this. I think they designed it perfectly, and I bet this was very, very hard to come up with. So yeah, well done to the people who designed this. And to wrap things up, I just want to show off this train with a few of my actual Western minifigures I actually own on top of it. I think it looks really fantastic with them, but it just shows that no matter which era of Western you mainly have, that everything just kind of works together, which is honestly fantastic. Same with Star Wars and stuff, like any era of LEGO Star Wars set you own, they all look good together no matter what. And to kind of wrap things up, I just want to give a huge shout out to my local used retail store for LEGO, Bricksville. their Edmond location had this set, and I'd wanted to get it for a long time, and when I called them up about it, they said that they could hold it back for me until I managed to get there to pick it up. And so, if you guys are watching this, I just want to say you're all awesome, and thank you so much for holding this set for me, and you'll definitely be getting many more visits from me to come. Well, that's all for now. Hope you all enjoyed this video. That's 146 Empire signing out. Hope you all have a blessed day.